Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. My name is Jasmina. Welcome to Jasmina Broswick Astrology. Today, I have a guest with me, and we're going to talk about the upcoming ingress of Neptune going into Aries. And one of my favorite British astrologers is with me today. Israel, welcome. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how you doing? Great to be here. Thank you for having me. Great to be here. Yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, lovely, lovely. Yes, I talked to Israel a couple of, I don't know, it was last year before, I don't know when,
Yeah.
but we had a great time, and I wanted him to join us again, this time on YouTube, and to talk about this major change and major shift that it's coming up this
Yes.
year. And I know that your insights are amazing, and please,
Thank you.
guys, go follow him. Sacred Planets,
Oh, thank you.
YouTube, and Lunar Lounge, right? YouTube.
Lunar Lounge podcast. Yes,
Yes,
thank you.
yes, that's what it is. So I have all in the descriptions. You have all the links. So please give him a follow, a like, subscribe, whatever. So
Thank
uh, I don't know how I want to start this. I just want to start this because it's very interesting that we are going from the Pisces, the last zodiac sign, to the new zodiac sign,
you. Yes,
Aries. So
yes.
first, let's talk about a little bit about this. What does that mean? Like, are we ending something, beginning something? What does that?
Yeah, yeah. It's a very crucial point
Mhm,
in if we want to say in the collective journey or in the cosmic journey.
mhm.
Um, it reminds me of the Ouroboros, the symbol of the serpent biting its tail, and I feel this is at the point where we are at, where the ending and the beginning are merged in some way, shape, or form, but at the same time, they are individual. So they have huge impacts on each other. So collectively, yes, we are at a very, very interesting time in terms of in the world, humanity, and so on and so forth. And yes, Pisces is the last of the zodiac signs. There is a school of thought. Liz Green speaks about how that all of the 11 zodiac signs that come before Pisces
Mhm.
all are swallowed
Yeah.
into the womb of Pisces. And it is out of the womb of Pisces, Aries is born, which is the first sign of the zodiac. So I'm really connected, and I
Mm.
love that analogy. It really explains a lot. And this is the point where we are at. We are at a point where we have been consumed, we have been swallowed,
Mm.
we have been, if you want to say, we've merged with
Mhm.
something greater than ourselves. And now it's time now to be born. Not so much
Mm.
rebirthed, because that's a kind of like a
Mhm.
material thing, but
Yeah.
more, I mean, we could use that word in a very light way, but we're about to be birthed into
Mm.
world, if we want to say,
Yes.
so new beginnings. And with this new beginning becomes a new identity, a new us, a new you, and a
Mm.
very, very crucial time. So we're living in interesting times right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting that not only Neptune, but we have Saturn going the same path from
Yes,
Pisces to
yes, yeah,
Aries.
yeah,
And we just have this Venus and Mercury also. They're
yeah.
going from
They're going there
Pisces.
as well.
Yeah, this spring. So we have like a really, and the nodes, they shifted into
Right,
Pisces
right,
from
exactly,
Aries.
exactly.
They
Yeah,
went the other way around.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really, this whole year is about that energy of beginning and ending on many
Yes,
levels. And it's just for you guys to want to know. So Neptune is entering Aries on the March 30th,
right.
and it's gonna stay there, but it's gonna go back to
It's
Pisces
going to go back.
retrograde
It's going to go back to Pisces. So so it goes in. I mean, all it's quite
in
interesting
October.
because all of
Yeah.
the planets, and I
Hmm.
think Mercury and Venus may be playing a very big role in terms of what is to come, especially with Mercury because he is the messenger. So I feel what is going to be happening here is we're going to have all of these planets: Mercury, Venus. We're going to have Saturn, Neptune, all going into Aries, and at some point retrograding back again into Pisces. Now, normally when a planet has to retrograde and it goes back into a sign, and also when it enters a sign, it's going there to say, "Hey guys, how you doing? I'm coming back. I just want to introduce myself. I am Saturn. I am Neptune. This is what I am about. Okay, and I'm going to be here for, Saturn is. I'm going to be here for 2.5 years. Neptune, I'm going to be here for 14 years or so.
Yeah.
Just introducing myself. This is a little bit of my energy, what I'm about, but I'm going because I still need to finish off something. So then retrogrades back into Pisces to finish off their job and their mission in terms of what they were about in the sign of Pisces. And then they finish that, and then they make that final, leap forward.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And then of course they're going to meet Saturn and Neptune next year in February. Everybody's anticipating what is going to happen then.
Yeah.
So now that you mentioned that, so what did Neptune? So first of all, what is Neptune? Let's talk about a little bit for people who don't know what is the Neptune energy.
Neptune. Well, first and foremost, I mean, talking about Neptune, there's a saying: if you think you know Neptune, you don't know Neptune. Neptune is the most elusive of all planets. Neptune is the god or the lord of the seas. So Neptune is a planet that connects us to something greater than ourselves. This is one of the reasons why Neptune is always associated with perhaps spirituality, mysticism, media, fashion, film, things that connect us on a collective level. This is what Neptune is about. Neptune, essentially, his purpose is to dissolve our ego so that we can connect with something bigger, greater, wider, and deeper. This is his mission. He's to dissolve the ego so that we become selfless. This is what he is about. So he wants us to connect with something greater, to offer compassion, healing, and he has various ways in which is how he does it. He's extremely fluid. And this is one of the reasons why some of the manifestations around Neptune, sometimes people will use the words very foggy, very confusing, lack of clarity, disillusion, disorientated. This is Neptune's way of trying to dissolve the ego so that people can see something bigger. Because as human beings, we kind of get trapped. We're always looking for that security, and we're always trying to protect our world. We want the perfect job, the perfect husband, wife, the perfect house, the perfect family. And Neptune comes along and tells us that, hey, there's much more to your life. There is more meaning. There's something greater that you need to connect to than this little life that you have. So this is that's why when people are having strong Neptune transits, they become disorientated. They don't know what to do, because that is the way how you're letting go. He's making you do that so that you let go of the attachments.
Yeah, so, that's interesting.
And this
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is what Neptune essentially is about. He is our key into a larger world, right?
Okay.
Into a world which is not mundane. He's very non-mundane orientated. He's about listen, meaning, what is out there, what is greater that you can connect to. This is what Neptune essentially is about. How can we tap into areas of life where we can connect, we can merge with God, so to speak. Is Neptune.
Yeah. So he brings a little bit of magic into our worlds.
Oh, most definitely. He's connected with magic. He's connected with imagination, inspiration. He's very, very creative indeed. Where would we be? All the things, even, the tools we are using now, somebody imagined it, right? Somebody thought of it. This is Neptune. So Neptune gives us that divine inspiration, and whether it comes through arts or creativity, film, media, technology, either way, it inspires us to, and also as well with Neptune, he's a planet that also he's very idealistic. So it's also connected with our high ideals, our collective ideals, how the way we want to see the world. Everybody has an ideal of the way we want to see the world. We want to see peace and love, and everybody fed, and everybody looking nice, and everybody listening to the same music and dressing. This is Neptune. Yeah. Now, the thing is that, and this is why he represents illusion, because essentially perfection is an illusion. However, perfection it allows us to keep on going. It is the continuation. It's a little bit like dangling the carrot in front of the donkey. It keeps us going and so we keep striving for more and for more. And this is what Neptune essentially does. This is part of who he and what he is about. So very, very important planet indeed.
Yeah, it's about our dreams and visions, and as you mentioned, without that, there's nothing. Like there's
nothing. Of course,
right?
Of course.
So because naturally he's connected with Piscean energy, and he was comfortable in Pisces. But we saw also a lot of not so nice things during this Neptune in Pisces, like a lot of false gurus and bunch of other stuff. So now that we can really reflect on this Neptune in Pisces, because people think, oh, it's such a good position, but it's not always as good. So what do you feel this Neptune in Pisces brought us good, and maybe some things that were not so good that opened our eyes?
Yeah. So this is the thing. Every planet has its positive and negative aspects, and every zodiac sign also as well. And there will always be some advantages when a planet moves into a sign, and there will be disadvantages also as well. So Neptune in Pisces was perhaps wonderful for the creative industry. It was great for certain media outlets. It was great for the fashion world in some kind of way. It allowed people to be able to express their creativeness through particular media channels, social media, channels. It allowed us to be able to connect in that. I mean, everybody, pretty much everybody on social media is a content creator now. Back in the day, you had to go to a designer, you pay them. There was only specific people who knew how to do all these design stuff. But now it's so Neptune in Pisces is all these fancy stuff that we see on social media. You can put things on your face and filters and all this kind of. This is again Neptune in Pisces, but it also opens up a doorway to spiritualization, spiritualism, a world of the unknown, mysticism. So we also saw the rise of this also as well. And this is where, quote unquote, areas of maybe like fake gurus, because people are always, they have different agendas. So sometimes when a fashion or when a trend starts, and we have to remember these outer planets, especially like Neptune, they set trends. When a trend happens, there's always going to be somebody like, I can, take advantage of that. And,
they're called opportunists, right? Let's say.
And they may use certain kind of manipulation and things. But you see, this is also part of the Neptune experience. So the idea of perhaps encountering, although it may not be a nice experience, but encountering a fake guru or going down a particular road and then later on finding out that it was inappropriate or it was lies or something. There is something which Neptune is trying to get the soul to recognize and to realize on that journey. You see, The fact that the human being experienced that is no coincidence. There is something that they are doing or not doing that is making, that is creating that avenue for them to go down that road of falsehood. So that's why some of the interpretation of Neptune is disillusion, right?
Yeah.
Right. Something, you see, that's why I said earlier on, Neptune is not Neptune is a planet that keeps on changing. Right? He keeps on changing. He keeps on morphing. He's like the oceans. That's why he's the Lord or the God of the oceans, because the oceans are constantly changing. 1 minute it's high, then it's low, then it's this way, then it's that way. So he's a planet that is very fluid. So the moment you try to trap something,
you can't.
That's when these kinds of manifestations happen. So you meet the false guru, or something turns out to be not what you perceived it to be, or maybe you become ill. Because kind of things are he breaks down. Neptune breaks down barriers. He dissolves them. So wherever you have barriers that you're trying to keep to protect yourself, you're breaking down, which is the insight into what's going to happen with Saturn and Neptune.
Yes. Now we're going to talk about it, because it just reminded me, I had an image of a dam. You know how a dam, and it breaks with the water.
Exactly.
So much.
Yes.
That's exactly what I feel like Neptune is doing, right? There's no boundaries with him, and you cannot.
Exactly.
And everybody who had every experience flood in their life, water goes everywhere. That's Neptune, and you can't. So it's very interesting. So this is, in Pisces it was like that, but now in Aries, it totally in the first sight people would say it's so contradictory, right? Like, how can Neptune and Aries go together? What is even, So what are your thoughts?
Well, I feel it's how we work it. Now, okay, first and foremost, we know Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. It's ruled by the planet Mars. It's very, very individualistic, right? It's a zodiac sign which is very individual driven, we could say, in some kind of way. It's very brave, it's very courageous, it's very initiating, so that's good. So when Neptune moves into Aries, some of the things that we are going to experience we're going to experience increased individualism in spirituality. We're going to see perhaps new religions, new ideologies coming. Yes, because Aries is that new, right? We're going to see new things. We're going to see things pioneering. Aries is a pioneering sign. So when Neptune moves into Aries, we're going to see spiritualism. We're going to see Neptune being pioneered in many ways. So this is going to be a wonderful thing. It's going to be a great thing. It will also dissolve and lose a lot of boundaries around individualism also. We're going to see a rise, people individually, on an individual level. We will see a rise of people becoming more attuned to who they are and how they can be connected to a greater world. This is what we're going to be seeing during this particular time.
Do you feel that we might maybe see some old religious structures dissolving?
Yes, definitely.
Organized religions?
Yes. Yeah, we will see them dissolving, but then we will see new ones arising.
So,
yes.
And also with Pluto and Aquarius, it will be also, so it's connected.
Because they're going to aspect, they're going to be in a sextile with each other. Yeah, so
all the time, practically, right?
Yes,
because
because the outer planets are moving so slow, so that sextile is going to be there for a
long time.
Yes.
So they're going to kind of feel each other one way or another. Because it's a community. Okay, but also the other side we can see, because you said a lot of individualism is rising. So new cults, even on a
almost definitely. Most
right?
definitely, more cults, more individual, more. I'm doing my own. This is my kind of spiritual path, and this is what I'm doing. So this is what we're going to be seeing more of, definitely. In with Neptune in Aries, for
So do
sure.
you feel that people are going to act more like gods in some way or another, like feeling that they're a god, or no?
Yes, yeah. Well, in a way, yes. In a way, yes. But I feel what is going to happen is people are going to become, as human beings, we all have ideals.
Yeah.
But I feel with Neptune in Aries, I feel the rise of individual ideals is
Ah.
really going to be something that is really pioneered. I want to push my ideal, me. It's not about the necessarily what
Mhm.
everybody else is thinking, but my individual ideal must be projected out into the open. So people
Mm.
chasing their dreams, people
Mm.
aspiring for their own individual ideals and their understanding of what
Mm.
how the world essentially should be. This is what we're going to be seeing.
Oh, I like that. So instead of just dreaming, like, oh, one day we're actually going to act on it. Like, oh, yes,
Yes,
I want to make
yes,
this happen. I want to make
yes.
it. That I love that.
I
I
mean,
like.
I mean, the last time when Neptune was in Aries in
Uh-huh.
the 1800s,
Hmm.
19th century 1800s.
Yeah.
The last time he was there, this it was interesting because this actually gave birth to the gold rush in places like this is what gave birth to the whole California thing. So everybody was rushing to California because there was this dream that this is where the whole American dream thing came out from. You can live this American dream. It came out from the Neptune in
Ah.
Aries, where people was like, oh, if we could go, if we can go to the place and we could find this gold, this road to El Dorado. If we can find this gold, I can live, I can have my dream. You
And
see,
and it's interesting how Hollywood came up there. Now, all the glamour, all these Neptunian things literally came from
exactly.
that. Amazing. It's so amazing, right?
Exactly. And then you have this place called Hollywood, which is an epitome of Neptune. You
Yes.
see, it's an embodiment of Neptune.
Mhm.
Hence why the films and the impact that it's had on the world in terms of the movie industry and the
Oh,
film
yeah.
industry. It's the
Yeah.
Oscars and all this kind of stuff. Everybody looks towards California, right? That's where if you make it in California, that's it. You make it
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. And that's the dream. Everybody flocks to LA, California because of the dream, right? This
Yeah.
is what this Neptune. So we're going to see a repeat of this. We're going to see an echo of this.
Mm.
We're going to see an echo of this new dream. Where is going to be the new dream? Where is everybody going to be flocking to find their own individual or to live their own individual ideals? This is what the question is going to be with
That's so
Neptune in.
interesting. So do you feel that all this celebrity and Hollywood, thing that was so, like a role model to many of people, right? As you
Yes,
mentioned, and this dream,
yes.
do you think it's going to be replaced with something similar, or we just don't know because it's Neptune?
Well, yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I feel yes, it
Hmm.
will be replaced, but I feel that there will be some stuff like, oh, that's new. We didn't expect that. Yes, because Neptune again cannot be trapped. The moment we try to trap him into one place, he's going to shift into something else. So I feel that yes, there will be parts of us that are going to try, and then it's going to turn into something else. But yes, we will see definitely that about that because I mean, for example, when Neptune moved through Aquarius,
Hmm.
we know Aquarius is the zodiac sign of humanity.
Yeah.
All right, it's the zodiac. This is the time when everybody became a celebrity.
Mm.
It was actually the Neptune in Aquarius that gave birth. This is when we started to have Big Brother, all these.
Oh, yeah, reality shows. Yes.
Right. This is where it started to come from, where
Mm.
anybody off the road could be selected to, be on TV and became an overnight sensation. This is Neptune in Aquarius. Yeah, that's what gave birth to that. So everybody, and this is also what gave birth to that social media.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was Neptune in Aquarius that gave to the MySpace. It started off with the
Yes.
MySpace, then the Facebooks. Then this is what it was actually Neptune in Aquarius that gave birth to all of that. So people now have the access now to have their own medium, to have their own media. And Neptune is a planet, is very mediumistic. So what's going to happen now is when he moves into Aries, this is where people now are going to start to idealize their own. What is my dream? What is my ideal? Where am I rushing to go? And what direction am I looking to go into?
Hi,
And that,
Tyra. I just want to say hi to Tyra. I'm so excited. Thank you.
So yeah, so this is what it's going to be extremely profound, but we're definitely going to get an echo of Neptune in Aries that we saw in the 1800s with the California gold rush. It's not, I don't feel it's going to be in California. It's going to be somewhere else in the world. There's going to be something else that, oh, look, that's the place, that's the idea, that's the dream, let's go over there. And that's what we're going to be seeing. We're going to see new artistic movements because Neptune loves the arts, works well with the arts. So we're going to see new music.
Yes.
Yes, creativity.
What do you feel the influence of Pluto and Aquarius will we have more of this artificial intelligence doing the art?
Yes. We are just starting with that.
Yeah.
It's child's play right now. I mean, even to be honest, I've seen some of this AI, and some of it's really good. I mean, it's like, wow, and it's still in the early stages. Give it a few years, give it 4, 5, 6 years. Let Pluto really get into where it's going to be, I'm telling you, it's AI is here to take over. And this is where movies such as iRobot and all of these, where they were showing us the takeover of, machinery, robots, AI, coming into place that's going to be replacing us. They've already got the driverless cars. It's only just a matter of time, I mean, even us as astrologers now, I mean, it's you can go on to chat GBT and it can interpret your chart. I mean, of course, it doesn't have that human.
I still feel it's it's lacking that intuition part.
But it's still like, wow, it's still
quite,
And remember, ChatGPT is learning. It's like a human brain, so it's taking on more and more experiences. It's learning, more and more. So it's developing as we're going along. So yes, Pluto in Aquarius is going to be the height, the epitome of a world of AI and other new things also as well. Robots, you name it, all going to be taking over. And this is a point we're going to see some really wonderful, great, amazing inventions and creations. But we are also going to see some things that is also, again, there's where there's a positive, there's a negative. We will also see some things that are very, very damaging to humanity also as well, with these planetary shifts also as well.
Yeah. So Tyra says she's excited to hear about arts. Do you have any other, what do you feel that Neptune in Aries will bring to the art world in general, and not just the movies?
No, not just the movies. I feel music. I feel we will see huge cultural shifts in music, dynamics in music, in theater, in art. Now, when we say art goes, can be expressed in so many different ways. So we're talking about fashion, dance, music, poetry, all of these things. We are going to see huge shift because Neptune is connected with fashion. Neptune is the collective fashion, right?
Glamour, so glamour.
You watch the kind of fashion that comes out when Neptune goes into Aries. I bet you any money for anybody who's into fashion, bright colors, especially colors like red, light red, are really going to come back into fashion. when Neptune goes into Aries.
Interesting.
I bet you. Because every time Neptune goes into a zodiac sign, the fashion changes. The kind of movies they change.
I was just thinking when Neptune was in Pisces, it was very flowy, all this oversized, baggy, very, you know how
Yes, exactly.
it was
Exactly.
very like that. But we went from this tight, in Aquarius, everybody was, skinny jeans,
Yes,
everything was
yes,
oversized, baggy.
yes.
So now that we think you're gonna see more of those shapes that we had in the 80s, like those, look like a
Okay, like the square. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 because it's very Aries like you have an
Yeah,
armor, like
yeah.
clothes, like looking like armors and stuff.
Definitely. You will see, we will definitely see echoes from the past, definitely. But we will also see something new also as well. We will see new brands, new fashions, new dynamic or pioneering fashions that are just going to be like people of maybe our generation or previous, they're going to be like, what's this? We don't, well, what kind of clothing is this? This is like really,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's going to be, it's so crazy. That is what we're going to be seeing with Neptune moving into Aries. It's a huge, big shift. Great, but it's going to be great for music, great for people in the creative industries. Whatever your creative industry is, film. I think film is going to be one to watch out for as well. Again, there's always action movies, of course, but I feel Neptune moving into Aries, sign ruled by Mars, we're going to be getting a lot of films that are connected with bravery, action. This is going to give the birth again back to the action hero.
Oh, okay.
Hero will come back in again because you see, Aries is the beginning of the hero's journey. So Neptune moving in there is also going to give the idealism about the hero. So we're going to see a lot of, kind of like superhero, superhuman, and all this, or the action, kind of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone kind of like on a more bigger scale. We're going to be seeing that much, much more with Neptune moving into Aries. Definitely, 100%.
Okay, that's cool. I like hero. I like to have a kind of a hero in life. I like that idea of having a hero, somebody saving. I like that idea. Maybe because I have Sun opposite Neptune. Maybe that's why. But I like.
Okay.
I like that idea. So I was wondering, what about? Okay, I'm going over the top, but space exploration. I know everybody's talking about this. Will this Neptune in Aries also give some insights on, are we going beyond this world physically? I mean, see, like, are we going to do something with space exploration? Will this, or is this more Uranus or Pluto? Or will
I think this is more like a Uranus and Pluto thing.
Okay.
I feel with Neptune is more going to be about the spiritual world.
Okay.
It's more going to be about a world, the altruism, being selfless, focusing on self. You see, Neptune moving into Aries is going to be about how we focus on ourselves in order so that we can be compassionate or be of use to the collective. But we're going to be more individualistic about it. I want to do this. I want to save the world. I want to think. I want to, help those people over there. We're going to be seeing more of that.
So it's also leaders, so we're going to have leaders popping up.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So strong personalities.
Yes, and leaders who are very idealistic.
Yes.
Idealism. Leaders with high idealism. This is what we're going to be seeing. And yes, like exploration into the deep sea. Yes, most definitely. This can be a great. They said in terms of the ocean, only 10% has been discovered. So there's another 90% that we have no knowledge about. Yes, we will definitely see more discoveries, exploration with these planets changing sign for sure, 100%. 100%.
Okay, now that we talk about nature, what are maybe some natural disaster we might expect during this? What is are we going to see more of what maybe?
That one, yes. I feel with that one, we may see a lot of a lot of wars, right? Because it's moving into Aries, which is ruled by Mars, the god of war. And the reason why I say the god of war, because when a planet moves into a sign, it kind of it has an effect on that sign, as much as the sign having an effect on it also as well. So Neptune stepping into Aries has to adapt to the Aries terrain. And Aries is really about, listen, competition. It's me first. And Neptune has to have, so I feel we are going to see some wars, but this is the thing. It's not going to be your typical war. It's not going to be your typical battlefield war. We're going to see more things like chemical weapons, because Neptune is connected with chemicals, poisons, toxins. So these are the kind of wars that we are going to be seeing much more of.
I don't want to scare people, but another pandemic with the viruses, is that possible or no? Or it was
Yes,
was more Pisces?
it's possible depending on your school of thought. I mean, some people feel like the coronavirus was something that was brought from a lab.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. If it is the case, yes, we could be seeing more of that. But I feel we will be seeing more kind of warfare. Yes, chemical warfare. We could also even see aspects of religious warfare also as well. Definitely as well, because of the spiritualization of Neptune also as well. So we're going to start to see, again, we'll start to hear more about the battle of religions and things of that nature.
But I was thinking, because at the beginning we talked about this new religions coming up. So I think maybe it's going to be a battle of the new religion against the old, not the existing ones between themselves. That's
yeah, of course.
Right? Not, because now we have wars, religious wars that already exist. But I think it's going to one is going to come.
It's new idealism. Yes. It's a new idealism versus an old one. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Tyra is asking about volcanic eruptions. Are they going to be
volcanic eruptions? Yes, although volcanic eruptions volcanic, normally Pluto, Uranus, we tend to see more correlating with those kind of situations. But yes, it's very possible with Neptune moving into Aries. But I feel that will be more of a Pluto-Uranus thing, where we may more encounter more volcanic eruptions and things of that nature. But Neptune could also be a trigger for it also as well. It's not so much that Neptune will be a catalyst for the volcanoes, but he may plug himself as a catalyst where maybe we need to offer compassion or help or sacrifice ourselves to other people. And that could be the volcano connection with Neptune.
Okay. So just I have one more question, and I'll let you go. I promise. So because we are starting this Neptune journey into Aries along with Saturn in Aries, so it's like a beginning is starting with Saturn. Will this help? Like, will this give a tone to the whole 14 years in a different way? Maybe because we have a little bit of Saturn putting everything in some kind of framework.
Well, yes. So technically speaking, it should help.
It should
help, depending on how we approach it and how we deal with this energy. It should help us, yes, because you see, Saturn and Neptune. You see, the thing is like they are so they represent the same polarities of the same thing. So Saturn, he wants to deal with the mundane world, the building, the foundation, the structure, the physical world. He's a Titan. He's an earth god. Neptune is not. Neptune is of that other world. So, however, when the two of them come together, if they are utilized, Saturn can help ground and bring structure to Neptune's dreams and ideals and imagination and creativity. So they can be great when they are working together. Yes. So what Neptune can do is dissolve perhaps the old boundaries, and Saturn can help build and structure the new one, especially in the sign of Aries. We have to remember the last time we had the Neptune and Saturn conjunction. This is the time of the Berlin Wall, the collapse of the Berlin Wall. This was under this. Now, for a lot of people, they say, yeah, but that was somewhere in Europe. It had nothing.
Oh, it was huge. It was huge.
A huge effect on the world. I don't think people really understood what that wall meant. So the thing is, because it was a very divided east versus west, and Neptune was able to submerge that, and out of that, something has come. So we are also going to see here with this conjunction, we're going to see other boundaries, countries' boundaries, places where there's been wars. It's going to start to merge.
So do you feel that maybe like European Union can totally dissolve, or some other alliances in that sense?
Yes, I feel yes, Europe. I feel it's going to play a huge effect on the Israel and Palestinian situation. I feel that it's going to play huge. There's a lot of countries also on the continent of Africa also as well that are also talking about now merging and collapsing the borders and having a one African currency and visas to travel. So these are where I feel we're going to really see this with. Also, as well, even in Asia and in Russia, places like Russia, I feel this is where we're going to start to see collapsing of certain boundaries and walls. We could say, theoretical walls, political walls. They're going to start to break down, and Saturn can allow us to build new ones in replace of that, and build a greater future. Yes, but without a fight, because some people wanting to hold on to the old.
It is Aries after all. It is Aries after all, and it's going to be fine. Yeah, last time the conjunction was in Capricorn, as I recollect, right? Before the Berlin War. So it was literally, a dissolving of these boundaries, but also creation of new governments. Like, there's so many countries came up. Like, this is exactly. So now we're going to have Aries energy totally different, beginning of the world. I'm hopeful. I also feel that, I don't know, tell me what you think, because we have, as I said, Pluto and Neptune are going to sextile all the time. You're going to have Uranus trining Pluto.
Because Uranus is going to move into Gemini. He's going to go into Gemini. He's going to try.
So half of the right. So half of the time that Neptune is in Aries, we're going to have support from Uranus and Pluto, and they're all outer planets. So I feel that maybe first half is going to be. I don't know. What do you feel? How I feel?
I'm very hopeful as well. I think we start off with a bit of a bang. I think when we initially move in, it's like, what is this? What is happening? I think it might go just a little bit crazy in the beginning, but the moment we set in, right, now we know what we're at, then we can start, then it's going to start moving on to much more positive things. There's a lot of things to look forward to, a lot of great things to look forward to. Definitely with Neptune moving into Aries, with Saturn moving into Aries, definitely there's so much great things that we can be looking forward to. Especially, and I think this year, 2025, is interesting because, like you said, Saturn and Neptune, they go into Aries, they come back again into Pisces when they retrograde, and then go back again into Aries next year in 2026. And I feel that will be the year, like, right, let's kickstart. So this is the year. Like, okay, what are we doing? This is the year of ending what we need to end. Get rid of what we need to end. Get rid of the old paradigm. What has been holding us back? The old ideals. This is the year that we're clearing the ground. This is what Saturn and Neptune are doing. Yeah, they're preparing us. This is the prep year. So we're in the prep year. So when you're prepping, it can be a little bit chaotic. You can be a little bit all over the place. But when they come back and then they go back in again, bang, we got it now. Now we know what we're doing. And then go.
This is reminding me, because I like food. When you have to prepare a meal, then you go, oh my God, I forgot the butter, and you go to the groceries. I'm missing this. I'm missing this.
Exactly like that.
Right? But
Exactly.
when you start cooking, it's brewing and it's already
Yes.
on the stove and it's good. So just one last thought for
No
all our
problem.
American friends, because I know they're very in a space of scary and fear and
Yes.
just I don't want to go political, but just if you know a little bit of mundane and US thing, what do you maybe see or feel for the US? Just one word or one sentence or
I
something.
feel the US is going through profound changes. They've just had their first Pluto return, or it's ended now, of course, but the aftermath of it is still there. Donald Trump has pretty much done something unprecedented in many ways in the way his comeback and stuff. I feel again there's going to be a mixture of positive again and negative. I don't think it's going to be one way. I feel the US has got a lot of things that they can look forward to, new beginnings, and I feel Donald Trump will be a bit of a catalyst for that for some new things, but also as well I feel like there are some of the old stuff which they also need to get rid of, and Donald Trump may also be sort of like a catalyst for hanging on to some of that old stuff also as well. I think America's in for a very exciting, turbulent, but at the same time creative and productive next 4 years for sure.
Mm.
Economic wise, cultural wise, yes, it's going to be, very, very, very huge. I mean, if there's one word I could probably say, I would say it's going to be, there's going to be a shake-up for sure, big time.
Mhm.
It's something very Uranian. I think they're
Yeah.
in for a surprise. I would, if I would put it into
Mm.
one word, I would say surprise is what America's in.
Excellent. And it's going to be a positive one because that's who I
It has to be a
am.
positive one. Yes.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much. Do you have any last thoughts you want to share? I think this was really, really interesting,
Yeah,
just on a
no.
global on a global
Yeah,
level.
for people out there, we're in a time of major, major, major shifts with all of the planets, all of the outer planets are changing signs, or every single one of them. That's big because they are the big trendsetters. Now, don't worry because yes, they are going to destabilize, but things have to be destructed or destabilized in order so that we can build new things. So try not to worry. For those of you, of course, who are into astrology, work with your charts. Look at the houses that Neptune is going to be transiting, where Pluto is in Aquarius now, where he's transiting, where Uranus is going to be transiting. Those are the houses where you need to make the changes. Whatever house Neptune is going to be moving into for you is where you are going to build new dreams, where you are going to find new idealisms. This is what it's going to be about. So don't fret because at some point you are going to experience a little bit of, it's going to be a bit turbulent. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, no, it's right. Smooth. No, it's going to be a little bit confusing. You're going to feel a little bit lost. You're going to feel a bit, oh my God. And you're going to want to hang on to you want to hang on to that old paradigm. But try to be patient. And again, with Neptune, try to tap into that creative side. How can I use this? How can I utilize this energy to my advantage?
Yeah, I love it. Thank
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm always thinking? When there is a huge change through history, it's always that that we are scared of something new and unknown, and then we sometimes want to just hang on to, even if it's bad. I know
Of
it,
course. Of
like I
course.
know it, and I know how to handle it.
Yes.
But this is evolution. This is what all. This is how this is whole working, and I'm always thinking, even just 200 years ago, people
Yes.
couldn't imagine having the world without kings and queens. Like, who is
Exactly.
gonna, like
Exactly.
just 200 years ago. I mean, it is nothing in time. And
Yeah.
now, then we had governments. So now we are going to have a new rulership. So imagine, no kings and
Yes.
queens, no governments, only you.
Exactly.
And
A
we
new
don't know what it
rulership.
is.
And Neptune moving into Aries in a way is saying, find your own divine rulership. You are the ruler, you know.
Yes. I think we're gonna use our brains more, like not just 20 something percent that we use. And I think we're gonna
It's what
connect
it
more with
is. Yeah.
and connect more with our intuition and gut and go back to that and learning, because we have to learn how to listen to our gut, because we
Exactly.
lost that through some
Exactly.
times in history.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be another huge thing to get our authenticity back. Thank you so much, Israel. This was
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank
Great
you,
for having me.
Tyra.
Always a pleasure being on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're going to do something together again.
Of course, we have to. We have
Yeah,
to.
I'm gonna be in Europe again this summer, so we're gonna be in the
Okay.
more
Let's
neutral
do it.
zones.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna
Let's
do
do
this
it.
summer a summer
Let's do it.
edition of Crazy Uranus or something. We'll
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank
Tyra.
you.
And of course, if you want to contact Israel, oh yeah, before we go, do you have anything planned, and where can people find you? One more time, please.
People, you can find me. Yes, I've got on astrology courses, certified courses at the Sacred Planets Academy. So you can sign up at www.sacredplanets.com. I have a number of courses that are running from astrology to tarot to numerology and also palmistry. So yeah, so if you're interested or want to sign up to any courses, you can email me at sacredplanets@gmail.com. That's sacredplanets@gmail.com. Or you can go to my website, www.sacredplanets.com. There's still a bit of work, but you can find some details, especially if you want to sign up to the astrology courses. So yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah, and on YouTube, the Lounge podcast,
The Lunar
the
Lounge,
Lunar Lounge.
Lunar Lounge podcast that features every Wednesday at 12:30 UK time, 12:30 p.m., 12:30 p.m. UK time. So you can catch the Lunar Lounge live. Yes, also on YouTube. I also stream also to Instagram and Facebook also as well.
Yes. Yeah. And check Israel and I had a chat on electional astrology and horror. It was so much fun a couple of years ago. So that was fun if you want to check it out. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Israel. Have a great week ahead. We are entering the Pisces season, so we're going to be a lot of Piscean energy. A lot of Piscean energy coming up. So stay tuned and see what it means. We're going to be talking about it on our channels for sure. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you.